do need to use a glass or a metal container because the oils oftentimes are great detoxifiers, particularly the citrus oils, but many oils are great detoxifiers. If you're using a plastic or a styrofoam, that oil, even just one drop of it, is going to start detoxifying that plastic or the styrofoam. It will eat through styrofoam literally within seconds. I've tried it. And then you're just going to be ingesting those toxins. And what we're really trying to do when we're using essential oils is rid our body of toxins. We bring in toxins throughout our daily life, whether we like it or not. When we're breathing polluted air, when we're applying soaps, creams, lotions, cleaners, things like that. There's always some things that are synthetic in there that our bodies don't love. Our laundry soap, our fabric softeners, our dryer sheets, all of those have toxins in them that none of us are really aware of. And guess what? We put our clothes on, sitting right on top of our biggest organ of our bodies, which is our skin, and our skin is just absorbing those toxins. So you don't want to ingest any more toxins from styrofoam or from plastic. So just a little safety tip. I will say, along with safety, is a carrier oil is also your safety, and I always recommend you get a carrier oil. Like I said, I get fractionated coconut oil. That is one that doTERRA does sell as well, and that's why I get it, because it's really convenient for me to throw on my order and get it. And they have these little extra pumps on it, which make it really easy when I'm making my roller balls. So that is your safety. If you're having some sort of a reaction, or you put cinnamon on or peppermint on, and it's kind of giving you that burning or that tingling, diluting it down a little bit will take that negative sensation away, but still give you the positive effects of the oil. So if you happen to put an oil on and you get it in your eye, it doesn't feel very well. If you just put some fractionated coconut oil just around kind of your eye socket and you start to blink for about 20 seconds, the pain goes away in literally about 20 seconds. My son got a full drop of lavender in his eye once. He was kind of doing this little flip, trying to chase to get to the dog to put some lavender on the dog because he was really spastic, and he flipped onto this big like love sack that we have, and a full drop of lavender went into his eye. And I was fairly new into oils, and I was kind of going panicky and going, what did they tell me? What can I do? And he was screaming so loud, I thought for sure I was going to end up in the ER. But I got the fractionated coconut oil, I put it around his eye, and he literally stopped crying in about 20 seconds. If you don't have a carrier oil, you can get vegetable oil out of your kitchen cupboard, or the regular coconut oil out of your kitchen cupboard. What you don't want to do is try and flush it out with water, because water and oil don't mix, and that will just kind of penetrate it a little bit deeper. So you do want to use an oil of some sort to kind of take those negative effects that you may be feeling. Okay? So why do we use essential oils? 1, because they're safe. 2, because they're easy to get and they're affordable. When you look at price per drop, they are so much more affordable than even over-the-counter medications that you would be getting. So I like that. They're easy to get. They're affordable. They're easy to use. My kids know how to use these. I leave my oils out in the open, and they have free will to kind of go get what they need and put them on. And the other reason I love them is because they are effective. And I've given you some very personal examples of how quickly they can be effective. So that's why I choose to use them. They're super empowering to me. They're right there. And, you know, one piece of advice I will say is put your oils where you're going to use them. If you're going to be ingesting some, put your shot glass and your oils that you're going to do that with right above your kitchen sink so that it's easy and convenient. Put the roller balls that you're going to put on every day. I put them by my bathroom sink because that's where I brush my teeth and I'm getting ready for the day, and it's easy to just quick roll my roller balls on my abdomen and I'm done. So when I first started using oils, I had them all in this pretty little display in one spot, and I didn't want people touching it, and now I have them everywhere. I probably have 7+ diffusers throughout my house. So they're in my bedroom, my living room, my kitchen, they're everywhere. And I put my own stash of oils with each of those diffusers because I'm more apt to start the diffuser if it's super convenient for me. It could just be laziness, but honestly, I think that's how many of us operate. And when I started putting my oils out where I actually used them, I used them more consistently. And I will tell you, that is the absolute key to essential oils, is their consistent use. So you can use them preventatively or prophylactically just to help get you and keep you in this healthy state. Or you can utilize them to help treat some chronic issues. But they're going to work better when you use them consistently. You can't put one application on and think that that disease process that you've built up to having and have and is maybe even hard to manage with traditional medical management, one dose isn't going to cure you from that disease process. You have to use them consistently, okay? An example I have of that is my mom. She has a lot of chronic lower back discomfort and leg discomfort, and it's kind of some pain and some tingling that can kind of shoot down her legs. And she had this many, many years ago, and she had to have a very expensive back surgery. And it took the pain away for many, many years, and she was able to have a very functional and productive life. And eventually that pain started creeping back. And so we started having her apply this Deep Blue Rub, which has many oils in there to kind of help decrease inflammation and decrease those discomforts. And it made a difference. It took the edge off, but it was still really painful for her. And so she said, I'm going to go back to see my neurosurgeon. And I said, that's okay, Mom. That's great. They're probably going to want you to get an MRI or a CAT scan or something like that. In the meantime, what I want you to do is I want you to add 1 to 2 drops of Copaiba, my most favorite oil, with your Deep Blue. And she uses like a pea size of Deep Blue and 2 drops of Copaiba, and she started putting that on her lower back and kind of all the way down the back of her legs to her knees. And within days, she noticed a significant difference. And by day 14, she had gone to get the MRI that the doctor wanted to just kind of evaluate what's going on, but her appointment with her doctor wasn't for another 2 weeks, and she ended up canceling that appointment. She never even went in to see what the results were for that MRI, and she never ended up needing another surgery, and that was about 4 years ago or so. And that's what she does every day, twice a day, no matter what. And in fact, she tried just kind of, I'm just going to use it more sporadically because it's well under control. And that pain and inflammation started to creep back in. So she went back to doing it twice a day, every day, no matter what. And she is able to live a fairly pain-free life. Every now and again, when she overdoes it, then that pain can kind of creep back up. I think that happens with all of us if we're doing a lot of physical activity and things like that. But that's what she does, and she uses it consistently. And those are 2 oils that she says, please don't ever let me run out of those because I need those. If I can only use 2, those are the 2 that I'm going to use. We don't limit her, though, just FYI. Okay, so how do you start getting essential oils into your home? There's a few ways. There's different links on my website here that you can certainly click. You can call or text me, and I'm happy to generate a specific link after we talk about specific oils that are great for you, okay? There's several starter kits with doTERRA, and I'm going to kind of go over one, and then I have a couple additives that I absolutely would recommend adding on as a beginner kit. And I'm going to explain why I feel like this is probably my #1 go-to suggestion for beginners, okay? One, I forgot to grab my bottle of fractionated coconut oil, but I absolutely would have that because, again, that is your safety, and I'm all about safety when you're using essential oils. So pretend there's a bottle of fractionated coconut oil here with the rest of our supplies. Okay, the Simple Solution Kit that you can get comes with a 4 ounces of Deep Blue Rub. And again, this is really great to help decrease inflammation and discomforts. This is great for pre and post workouts. This is good for acute and chronic discomforts that may come up. And my mom uses this twice a day, pea size, and this probably lasts her close to 2 months ish. if I remember from her saying that last time we talked. So that's a really good option just to help decrease inflammation over specific areas. Lemon. This is an absolute gem. One, it smells really refreshing and clean. This is an oil I oftentimes will just mix in with some Castile unscented soap and some water, shake it up, and I spray it down, and that's what I use as my cleaners. I don't use traditional cleaners anymore. I either use the On Guard cleaner concentrate from doTERRA, or I just make up my own with different oils. So lemon is a really good detoxifier, and it's a really good mood uplifter. It helps you feel those feelings of joy and satisfaction. It works really well in the respiratory system. It kind of helps to wick fluids away. So if you have some chest congestion, if you have a cold, it helps to pull those extra fluids away. If you're having discharge from anywhere or a yeast infection, it helps to wick that extra fluid away. It is really good to help with seasonal threats. So the flowers start blooming, or the grasses are coming out, or the bushes are coming out in the spring, and everybody's eyes start to get itchy and dry and sometimes watery, right? And it's really uncomfortable. Lemon, again, really helps to kind of wick things away. So when my son has some of those reactions or has a little bit of a cold, he'll actually just put a drop on his fingers and rub it right here on his neck, and it really helps to pull those extra fluids away to dry him out. But it really helps with those seasonal threats, particularly when mixed with peppermint and with lavender, okay? The peppermint helps to open up the airway. The lavender is it has some natural antihistamine effects, so it really helps to decrease that reaction that you may be having. And this is really fantastic in water. I'm just saying, if you're not a big water drinker, you can add a drop or two of oil to it, again, in a glass or a metal container, and it's really, really refreshing. Okay, the next oil in this little starter kit is On Guard. On Guard is the immune boosting or immune supporting oil, and it's a mixture of oils. And we'll see here if I can name these off the top of my head. I don't know that I can, but what I do know that's in there is eucalyptus, wild orange, cinnamon, clove, I believe rosemary. It smells really delightful. Probably one of my most favorite scents in their blends, actually. And this is really great in a diffuser, particularly if you're really wanting to try and clean the air and help get the essential oils to your family members that maybe aren't quite as into them as you are, and they don't want to put them on topically. It's a great way to kind of help boost your entire family's immune system by dropping it into your diffuser. It's kind of a little bit like Christmas in a bottle. You know those very Christmassy scents, the cinnamon and the clove? They're not overpowering, but they're really, really delightful in my opinion. This you can put on the bottoms of your feet. The bottoms of your feet are a great place to apply oils. We have a lot of reflex points, and so just putting them on the bottoms of your feet will take those oils where they need to be in your body, and it really helps to take the antioxidants that have built up on all of our cells and flush them out. It helps to detoxify our body, and it really helps to boost up our immune system. So On Guard, one of their most, all of these oils actually that come in this kit are in their top 10 list of oils that they sell. Okay, the last one that's in this kit is Serenity, and this is the Restful blend. So those of you that may be having some difficulties getting adequate sleep at night, or maybe have some kiddos that are having a hard time sleeping, again, adding it to a diffuser and putting it in the bedroom where you're sleeping is a great idea. This is one, again, can go to the bottoms of your feet. I like it particularly on the bottom of my big toes because that's our reflex point for our brain, and it kind of helps to shut our brain down a little bit. It's great to just kind of dab a little bit right under your nose so you get that scent right that you're inhaling and hitting that olfactory system that we talked about, and is really calming. You can kind of dab a little bit on your pillow if you don't have a diffuser, just so it's kind of right there when you're sleeping. And you can also kind of put it to behind your ears or the back of your neck. So this is definitely one you can put on topically or put in your diffuser, okay? This one does not have a supplemental fact, so this is one that they don't recommend you take this one internally. They do have a Serenity gel cap, and it has the oils in it that they don't recommend internally. They don't put them in those gel caps, but that can be used as a sleep aid as well, okay? So that's the basic Simple Solution starter kit. The next three things I'm going to talk about are just some of my absolute favorites that I think are super critical for everybody to have, and why I think they need to be included in your starter kit, okay? Copaiba is my most favorite oil.